Money on my mind, gotta hustle and grind. Financial literacy always on my mind. I'm stacking knowledge, no time to waste. Gotta invest smart, gotta keep up the pace. I'm reading books, learning all the tricks, studying the market, making calculated picks.
Good morning, everybody. It's your boy Reckless Raiden. Obviously, I'm recording in the evening, but it's morning for you, evening for me. So let's get right to it. First and foremost, I want to make sure you guys hit that like button on the way in. I want to make sure that we are doing everything that we can to make sure this message gets out there. We're having some videos hit. It's kind of interesting. We still need to pick up some subscribers. So for those of you that are ghost watching, feel free to join the Wolf Pack. We're not trying to get rich over here by ourselves. Also, if you find some value and some gems in this, make sure to share the video because I try to make sure that we get some nuggets, some gems, some alpha in every single video for you guys. Because obviously, while documenting this journey, I definitely want to have fun and I definitely want you guys to benefit from my trials and tribulations in the crypto and financial markets. So let's jump into it. I hope you guys are ready. I mean, the first thing that we're going to have when we bring this to the stage, let me go ahead and get my big old face up out of the screen, is we are going to notice that, of course, Bitcoin is back over $100,000. Crypto was over. Bitcoin was dead. Yet again, it'll go into the Bitcoin history of how many times Bitcoin has been dead and the crypto market's been over, and it's just never going to get better. Even though it always gets better. Always gets better. If you're in the market long enough, it always gets better. And that's the reason I never have a problem buying Bitcoin at any price. I'm like, like Michael Saylor said, if you're buying the top, you're leaving money on the, if you're not buying the tops, you're leaving money on the table. First and foremost, we'll go through shout outs to CoinGecko. We're going to have a conversation about Bitcoin dominance, which is at 53.8%, which is still exceedingly high. Next, we get to Ethereum dominance, which is at 11.8%, which is low. We're still waiting for that alt season to come, but we're starting to get some alt pops. I've been here before, and I'll tell you this. Once you start getting a couple of hits here and there, some real big moves here and there, some noticeable moves that are piquing your interest here and there, that's when alt season's getting ready. It's the bubbling of the water. That little peak where like all the little bubbles are at the bottom of the pot and then they all start driving up really fast to the top of the pot, like right before it starts bubbling. That's where we're at. And that's why, even though there is still just a little bit of time left, I'm still making moves. We're going to be buying until it gets redunculous as we can. Now, obviously, the beginning of the year is a tough time. That's the reason I went through the links that I did last year to get in position. The year, 2 years, technically 2.5, 3 years before the bull run is when you make your place. And so this is a pro tip for those of you who are just now getting into the market at this point, because this is the point when I came into the market. It's 2.5, 3 years out is when you start making plays, because then you can roll into the bull run and get those early hits, and you can roll those early hits into other positions because there's a wave when it goes up and then it goes down and then it goes up and then it goes down a little bit and then we shoot off into the stratosphere. But being able to catch those early waves, because there were better opportunities to get in. The portfolio performance of the portfolio on a whole wasn't necessarily the greatest, but now I'm just backfilling positions that I had when they drop under $1,000. I'm buying those dips. And I'm not really worried about anything else. So the stuff that I have is pretty much my goal. I'm not adding anything crazy in there. I've got some other plays that are producing some income that I'm throwing some money in when I don't know what to do. But at this point, we metered off to where we're pretty much just using DeFi income to fund these positions. So that said, we're going to keep on moving. First thing we're going to talk about before we move over to the next page is our trending coins, top 3 trending coins on CoinGecko as of this recording. At number 1, I can't believe I'm going to have to say this out loud while looking into the camera. We've got Buttcoin, or Butthole Coin. It's not even Buttcoin. It's actually worse. It's Butthole Coin. And there you have it. That's the number 1 trending coin that you guys are looking up on CoinGecko. Everybody wants to know what's going on with Butthole Coin. Okay. At number 2, we have Akuma Inu. And at number 3, we have Cardano. Moving on to the top 5 gainers and losers. Now, we are having almost a bull run day for altcoin season. Oh, Jesus Lord. And I'm here for it. Like, I like to see stuff like this. So days where you see sub 30% moves on the top losers and 3-figure moves on the winners in multiple coins, I like it. This is what I like to see. So we're going to start off with the winners because that's how we do. At number 1, at rank 476, we have Run with a gain of 205.9% in the last 24 hours. At number 2, we have it rank 726. 360 no scope, 420 blaze it with a gain of 167.4%. At number 3, we have at rank 604 Max with a gain of 120.2%. At number 4, we have at rank 224, we have Swarms with a gain of 65.9%. And last but not least, at number 5, at rank 201, we have Akuma Inu with a gain of 53.7%. At number 2, now we're moving over to the losers list. This looks like a little bit of sideways trend. Could be a good entry point. Could be a nice little retracement, a dip to buy, but we're going to jump into it. At number 1, we have at rank 952, we have Flock with a loss of 24.5% in the last 24 hours. At number 2, we have at rank 536, Limitus with a loss of 22.7%, 22.5%, 20.5% in the last 24 hours. The numbers are moving. The market is alive right now. At number 3, we have a rank 957, Tau Cat by Virtuals with a loss of 22.1% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, we have at rank 634, Reploy with a loss of 20.7% in the last 24 hours. And last but not least, at rank 956, we have Altered State Machine with a loss of 18% even. Now, before we jump into the portfolio, we got to have some disclosure here. We got to show how we've been doing. So at present, we've had a 1.2% gain on the day with a total profit of 11.3%. We're in the green, 11.3%, which is beautiful. We're pulling it up to the screen so we can see what this looks like. We are still at the beginning of the year, so we're still making some new moves. We've got some positions to transfer out. We've got an end of year audit to do, but we are still obviously adding positions. This portfolio more or less is going to be running into the new year with us. This is what it is. It's the bull run portfolio. So we will be riding this portfolio until the bull run is over, but we still got to move some stuff out into cold storage. We've still got to do the updated audit on our pool so we can see exactly how much of this USDC is actually left. And yeah, that's about it. So we're going to go ahead and get to business with the top 10 holdings. At number 1, we have Solana, SOL. At number 2, we have Ethereum, ETH. At number 3, we have Injective, INJ. At number 4, we have Radium, RAY. At number 5, we have Aave, AAVE. At number 6, we have Superverse, Super, SUPER. At number 8, we have Jupiter Perpetual Liquidity Provider Token, JLP. At number 9, we have Akash, AKT. And last but not least, at number 10, we have Wrapped Bitcoin, WBTC. So let's talk about the moves that we made with the portfolio update. What did we buy? Because I actually did some buys today, which is why I wanted to do this recording before I went to bed. what was purchased? We got to scroll a little bit further down here because we have some positions that have dropped out of grace and out of the top 10. One of which is an important token for me, Thorwallet DEX. Why is it important for me? Specifically, because it's part of the Thorwallet ecosystem. It is one of my favorite hot wallets. I use it as a standalone deal. It's kind of it's one of the only places that I found to consistently and safely convert Bitcoin into Ethereum to get it into DeFi. So that's pretty much what I use it for, but they have some really interesting staking mechanics within the app itself. So we are also using that for income generation. There's also liquidity providing within the app. I am not currently using that feature any longer, but for a little bit of while there, I did have some stuff sitting on there. Also, Thorwallet DEX, this token specifically, is stakeable. Why is that important? Because the staking gives you lower fees, higher membership level. It's all the stuff that I like. You also create a little bit of residual income off that staking while also getting those additional benefits. So since we're in a dip, we are buying more. There's that. What else have we been buying recently? We've also bought some Thorchain Rune, which is the underlying coin of the ecosystem as well, not just the wallet. So we got some of that because we are heavily using that wallet. It's low enough out of the market cap to where there's going to be room to go up during the bull run. Hopefully, as more people get ingrained and choose to learn about DeFi and want to get into DeFi, this is definitely a second stop for most of my Bitcoin that gets put into DeFi. So like if everything that I buy, to including the Bitcoin standard Bitcoin and the Bitcoin that I put into the market where I'm putting money into the market, it starts as Bitcoin and then ends up going from there in. There's one more position that I want to talk about that I've talked about previously but haven't revisited in a long time, and that's GMX. This will be working its way up the list. Why? Because it has staking and governance, which gives you income. It's not necessarily the greatest, but it's a good coin. It is down currently under $30. The previous all-time high was $90. And, I'm a sucker for a good triple double. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's got the ability to double or triple going into the bull run, like I said, I am not trying to get 5,000%, 50,000% gains tomorrow. I'm fine getting a bunch of base hits. And for me, base hits are about 200%. If I can get over 200% and it's something that I'm familiar with and I get paid to wait, that's where I'm going to go with it. So GMX has governance. It has its own staking. It's on Arbitrum. The fees are low, so it can generate a little bit of money that we can also, get that rolling. I like those types of plays, so we're going to continue to make them. Cleanup that I've got going into the end of the year. Obviously, we have to do the audit, but one of the other things that we have to do is the Bitcoin that I've been setting aside every crypto cash out for my income that I get from within the crypto space. It's time to start converting that over into staked ether and getting it into cold storage. So that's the reason I was saying you'll see this staked ether get moved out of this portfolio, and we'll take a snapshot of what the average cost of it was, and then we'll put that in the portfolio moving forward. And we'll probably have like a ether standard portfolio where that is going to initially live, and we'll just run it from there. So that way we can keep track of what's been what and what we paid for it along the way. But I'm excited about it. I am excited about doing that, and we will be doing that over the next couple of days. This one is kind of short and sweet. That's where we're at. That's what we're looking at. Geez, I just cut myself off because I clicked to kick myself out instead of bringing myself up here. But one of the things that I always say is this is not the point to be rampantly chasing alpha. Your position should have been set. This is the point to where you're kind of backfilling, filling in positions that you kind of been slowly putting money in, the stuff that you got like maybe $50 sitting in, but you want to get it up to 1,000, maybe like ape into those positions now if you're in a dip. But it's like I see a lot of videos, and like, I don't do hype videos. Like I said, this channel is dedicated to telling the truth and documenting a specific journey on our way to financial freedom, early retirement, all the fun things, all the good things. We're buying our time back. We're getting it out of the market so that we ain't got to get it out of the mud. Shout out to Wall Street Trapper for that one. I didn't make that up. But while we're grinding at these markets, it's important to have a plan and to follow a plan. And people who are chasing alpha right now, you will see that when we get to the end of the market, by and large, most of them won't make any money. Most of them won't have anything to show for what they've done. Most of them are not going to know what to do if they do luck up and hit that 5,000x. They're not going to convert it to Bitcoin. They're going to talk trash on the internet and they're going to ride it to zero. I'm only saying this because I've done this before myself. I know what happens when you come at this stage in the market, you're new to the market, and you're chasing alpha. So I'm going to urge you, whatever plan that you made, hopefully you're in position. If you're not in position, keep following that plan, the original plan you made. That's the plan you want to be a part of. Outside of that, keep plugging away, keep investing. It's important that you buy assets. Like, that's going to be also the most important thing, but I'm going to scream it to the end of the roofs, to the end of the bull run. I'll scream it after the bull run. I'll scream it in perpetuity indefinitely. If you don't have any Bitcoin, you need to get yourself some Bitcoin. That should be the majority holding if you're in this space. If you're not holding the majority of your portfolio in Bitcoin, I am not taking you serious because, like, you don't understand the space. You don't. It's that simple. Sure, go play in the market with some other stuff. The majority of your money, so that you walk away with something that's going to be something down the road, needs to be in Bitcoin. That simple. It's very boring. And I'd say give yourself another 2 high conviction tokens on top of that. And those can be whatever the heck you want. If you want it to be butthole coin, whatever. Just make sure the majority and the number one position is Bitcoin. Like, you can have all the butthole coins you want. Won't say anything to you. But if that's not the way that your portfolio breaks down, I am not taking you seriously because you are not serious about this space or about your own future, honestly, based on math. Like, you're here gambling. And if you're here gambling and you're trying to get rich next Tuesday, hoping you hit the lottery, just say that. And, like, we don't have to have a conversation about it because I'm not going to argue with that either. I understand some of y'all are desperate, but most of y'all are going to stay poor forever. So, I mean, it goes hand in hand. So do you. I'm not going to argue with you from that point forward, but I've given you my due diligence. I've done my best part. So, like, hopefully you take with it and do what you will, but just make sure you come out of this bull run with something to show for it. Cause you got maybe one more, maybe one more. You got one more. We got maybe another 4 years to figure this out. I mean, including this year, you got 5 years to figure this out before you're left behind again. And then you'll be talking about equity and inclusion and why does all these people own stuff and telling people they got lucky because you didn't act when the rest of us did. Until next time, people, it's your boy Reckless Radeonaire. We'll be back at it again next week. And this has been another episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. Peace.
Money on my mind. Yeah. Focus, got no time for games. Nah. I don't play it, I'm all about that financial literacy. Investing in my future, building generational wealth. Dollar bills, they be calling my name, but I ain't chasing fame, I'm chasing change. Learn the game, now I'm playing it smart. Putting my money to work, it's an art. I'm stacking paper, building my own empire. No more living check to check, I'm getting higher. Investing in stocks, real estate, and more. Gotta secure the bag, that's what I came for.